Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Harmony. Healthy energy is an amazing life, and as you all guys know, I this is like our umpteenth, I don't know, podcast, and I have the most amazing people. We've been with Mai before. As you know, she is my favorite. She is my bestie. I just love her to death. And this time, it's a two for one. We get Phil, her amazing, wonderful partner, and Mai. And so, last week we interviewed Mai, and it was just a fantastic conversation, wasn't it? No, it's over a week ago, 2 weeks ago. My goodness, how time flies. Woo! And as you know, Mai was brave enough to go with her husband to Vipassana for 10 whole days. Now, do either one of you all can give your own introductions and tell us a little bit about yourselves, but also tell what is Vipassana so that everybody knows.
Can you still see me?
Yes, you look beautiful.
Okay, clearly?
Yes, you look beautiful, and Phil still looks like a mug. I think they recruited him.
Well, I'm going to recite the definition that Google has for what Vipassana is. And
Perfect.
even read it, you're like, yeah. Anyway, Vipassana means insight and clear seeing, to see things as they really are, rather than as they appear. As one Indian's most ancient meditation techniques, it is a process of self-observation that focuses on the connection between mind and body to gain wisdom, dissolve mental impurities, and cultivate long-lasting peace. That was exactly what we got. Oh my God.
Wow!
Right? It said it just like that, and like it's an experience.
Read the promises at the end, the last part, the three things that you got.
Yes, it was to connect between mind and body to gain wisdom, right? Dissolve mental impurities and cultivate lasting peace.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Who doesn't want to sign up? We're definitely putting a link down below, everybody. Yes. Amen. Amen.
Dharma.org. Yep.
Yeah.
So thank you.
It definitely does that. It's a teaching started by actually Siddhartha Buddha.
Okay.
He's the one who created the technique that they've been keeping alive in its purest form in Burma until today. And that's basically what they teach. And they make you go through Buddha's meditation, and going through that ongoingly basically kind of frees you from all the things that are kind of running you, good or bad, positive or...
And it's ritual or some kind of thing you have to keep reciting, like chant or something. It's you experiencing yourself deeply. Yeah. So it was, let me just tell you, the 10 days is all purposeful for like the end goal of what 10 days look like. But the 3 days worth was just nothing but removing or reducing the chatter, the monkey brain that goes on all the time, jumping. Like you could like close your eyes and just see these thoughts just keep popping all in you for hours and hours. And the instruction was just to focus on your breath right here. And like took 3 days just to do that.
Thank you.
So basically the first 3 days, they make you focus on your breath so that you can focus your mind. And then after those 3 days, when you focus your breath, first they tell you to focus on this triangular structure.
Okay.
And then you focus right on the tip of your nose. And so you can concentrate your mind. And so your mind doesn't just go like everywhere, right? So your mind on your breath. And of course, in the beginning, your mind would chatter, but after a while, it quiets down enough where you're able to focus in your breath. Different people probably have different results, like depending on how experienced they are at meditating. But after a while, you're able to take this concentration and move it around your whole body. Basically, follow the energy of your body. And that becomes the meditation. You sit for an hour, and the the concept is you hold your posture. So with that, you're just watching the energy of your body. You follow your body and you watch the energy all over your body. And with doing that, you notice that there are different parts of you that want to shift positions. You're uncomfortable, your mind thinks this is silly, all kinds of things start showing up. But mainly you're focusing on the sensations that show up. And checking your body, like the sensations all around your body, the energy field of your body.
You're actually scanning yourself.
Yeah, you're scanning yourself. And so basically the concept is, it's not really concepts, it's really powerful actually, because your body is constantly sending you sensations whenever you're interacting with the world. Basically, these sensations are a connection with your unconscious mind. They say mainly work with your conscious mind, right, in your daily life. You're mainly working in your conscious mind when you're interacting with the world. But what you don't realize is your subconscious mind is basically communicating with you all the time, but it's doing this through sensations. So you know how people don't think that they think the unconscious mind is just unconscious and it's not really there most of the time, and you're just using your thoughts. But it's really accessible through your sensations. People don't, when they see something, initially, whatever that is, causes a sensation, either strongly or not, depending on the emotion or whatever they're seeing.
Pleasant or unpleasant.
Pleasant or unpleasant. And so because of that, because of the sensation that you feel, it automatically creates the kind of like the thought that goes with that sensation, and you automatically interpret the event as positive or negative. It's
craving,
like,
or
you either crave or
aversion.
You're averting from that circumstance or person or whatever. But it might be somebody you don't know, but then you meet him, then all of a sudden you don't like him, or you like him for some reason you're not even sure, but it's really a sensation that first is created in your body from your subconscious, connected to your unconscious mind, and then it creates this liking and disliking in your
So then what is the point? So like, I guess what surprised you most about your own mind during the silence? I get the profoundness of this, it sounds almost like an objective technique.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The power in it is when you're going through your meditation, no matter what you're thinking or what you're feeling, you hold equanimity. So you're equanimous throughout the whole thing.
You need the definition of that one?
Yeah, I mean, equanimity, I know, is a legal term, so I'm not sure how it's being used in this aspect.
Okay. So, let's turn this page real quick.
Okay.
Well, technical challenges, but I can.
No, I've got a definition of equanimity: the quality of being calm and even-tempered. Oh, not what I thought. Okay, so it's
someone's mind calm, composed, particularly under stress and during difficult situation. It implies a state of being unruffled, balanced, and maintaining emotional stability, often used to describe someone with a stable, tranquil temperament.
Yeah, but that's
turn your phone back like it was. Yep. So my question is that would that be related to or the same as the words emotional intelligence, or is there a distinction?
Yeah, in a way, because they don't usually, their meaning of equanimity is not exactly like that terminology. What they mean by equanimity is actually not caring at all what the feeling is or what the thought is. Like absolute, almost like you're relaxed to that state. So what you develop, when you develop a sense of equanimity, you're not looking for the sensation to not be there, or for it to leave, or for it not to be there. You just are observing it.
So all of life is equanimity, okay? Because things arise and passes, but we just don't associate like that because we're clinging to these sensations. But when we get it down to the core of understanding all matters, all exists, nothing is permanent, everything's impermanent, right? So to do that in the meditation, to go into your body and be with that experience of all these sensations arising, and then like you're meditating for like an hour and your back's hurting, right? But you can focus on that back pain and actually subside it to almost like reduce it to nothing, dissolve it. And it was like, oh my God, that's some Jedi moves. Because like, I was like, well, we don't even realize that we could do these things. We put so much focus on the pain, but that we can actually reduce some of the pain in our physical matters, because we realize it's only coming and going.
Yeah, basically it's an observation that everything in life is energy.
Mm-hmm.
Observing energy, whether it's thought, whether it's sensations, whether it's emotions. If you label anything good or bad, then your interaction with it would be like depending on the kind of like verbal or non-verbal narration you have about what's going on. But
well, people really identify. So real quick, what I think what you're saying is the complete opposite of, it's such a part of our habit in society to go, I'm sick, or I have you know what I mean? Like, I have a lot of pain in my back, or, and it's like, it's almost like pride or something, you know what I mean? It's like ownership of this. And so what I try to say is something like, oh, my heart had some issues that it needed to work on. Like, it's not who I am. It's just an organ, a very important organ in my body, so that I'm not constantly going, oh, my heart blah, is blank. Whereas I'm saying, does that make sense? Instead of identifying my being as sick, I'm now looking at it more objective. Is that what kind of the realm you're jumping into? And I think you're even beyond that.
It's beyond that because basically, it's basically realizing that this I that we're talking about is not really the I that everyone thinks it is. The I is kind of like thought energy. Like there really is no actual I. It's just an energetic pattern of things showing up in just your observation. And then there's a pattern of thinking that that's the I. So basically, the energy that you feel, the sensations that you feel, you don't say, oh, my heart is hurting. You just notice that you feel something there. That's it. You feel something. And so the idea is everything comes and goes. So if you watch something with equanimity, you realize that energy never stays. It actually dissipates. It rises and dissipates. So after a while, after constant observation, you'll realize that the things that you go through your life that really bother you or don't bother you, if you objectively watch them, you just feel them as kind of energy or sensation. And even if it's there and it's so real, after a while it will pass away. It arises and passes and arises and passes.
Yeah, and so would it be along the lines of, in the Bible with Moses, God spoke to Moses and said, I am that I am. I am that I am. Is it and that could be anything. Over thousands upon thousands of years, he has shown up in so many different ways or experiences. I am that I am. Is that kind of something what you're it's fluid?
Basically the first thing is almost like I am, right?
Yep.
But people add on I am this, I am that, I'm a wife, I am a person suffering about something, right? So they start labeling the I. It's really just an I am experience, and then there's I am experience, and then there's energy. But then when you start labeling it, like, I am having a bad day, this is an irritable feeling, it's hot, and so this is a day, then now all of a sudden you're having a terrible day, instead of you're feeling an energy of heat that dissipates.
That's exactly the example that I was going to share, because, you know, I have heat flash or hot flash, right? And
yes,
yeah, we talk a lot about that. And for a while, I always like let it go, let the heat come up and let it go. And then I hear so many women just complain how hot it is and how long it is. And sometimes I would kick, you know, my blankets or something. But I've never put verbal to the pain or the suffering of it. It just came and it went. So it never lasts long, even though it's probably the same duration as others. And that's what was noticeable, that technique can be applied to all sorts of these, you know? Yeah. So.
Yeah.
No, and so in this practice, and I think that, you know, it just is, I am that I am, right? And it's in the defining that takes it out of that subconscious and creates reality. You're just not suffering, Mai. You're just,
That's exactly
right?
it.
You see what I'm saying? You are that you are.
Version.
And there happens to be a hot flash that's occurring, and you're choosing not to be it. You're choosing not to be the hot flash and suffer. Is that? That's a great example.
Yeah, there's a statement where somebody says, like, not from this, but there's a statement that I can remember people say, you're not suffering your experience. You're not experiencing suffering. You're just suffering your experience.
Right. Yeah.
But whether you suffer it or not is kind of like meditation.
Yeah. And so Vipassana, from what I'm hearing, can really help, because so many people do. I mean, they just so totally label them. So I am this, I'm that, I'm that, all day long, you know, and it's such a part of our society. So how is that, this experience right now, like, what happens in the real world? And y'all probably don't know, because, you know, guys say, I'm just asking them 2 hours after they got out of this, or 5 hours, 10 days later. Anyways, yes. What do you think? What do you think? What is going to show up in the world? What's going to feel different?
But the key really to Vipassana is to keep it up after. It's the meditation after. And I think, personally, the meditation goes on in real life. So then you're observing your sensations throughout everyday life. Like, for example, when things are irritating you or kind of like aggravating you, is that really something irritating you, or is this just energy that commonly shows up in your field and you relate to it as irritation? Because of that, you're able to observe different energy levels, and you're just supposed to be equanimous about it. You're not trying to make it come or go, or make it go away, or label it good or bad. You just watch it, and you watch energy long enough, and you'll be able to realize that it's just energy. It's not really irritation. It's not really agitation. It's just an energy field that our body associates with irritation or agitation, because we like or dislike or craving.
Yeah, I think it's because we probably labeled it way young in life, pain, you know, and it was painful, right? But it's gone. But we carry that memory, and then it becomes like a fast response, because we already established that's pain, when we didn't realize we have the power to like neutralize it almost, you know, to like not even have it have its own strength.
Like for example, if you're embarrassed, for example, right? If somebody's embarrassed, are you really embarrassed, or you just kind of feel the heat? You have this heat, and all the body goes with this feeling of uncomfortability. It's not really uncomfortable. It's just you're not used to that feeling, where your heart starts acting feeling in a certain way, and sweat might start to come down your head, and so then that makes you uncomfortable, and then people say, oh, now I'm embarrassed, right? That really embarrassed me. But really, after a while, when you realize that that's just energy that goes in a certain way, you just watch it that way, and you just get used to it. And when the less the less interpretation you put into it and you watch it equanimously, it just takes away the energy from it, and it doesn't show up. It doesn't show up as that anymore.
Now he's not.
Well, so yeah, I heard that in Vipassana, because I was thinking about you all and praying every day for you all, and that it tended to have I read that it had turning points and resistance and breakthrough. Sounds a lot like landmark, of course, but all in silence, right? So this is like, how is that possible in the realm of silence? And like, was there a moment that really clicked for you? Like in landmark, we have, oh, got it, aha moments, right? Was there, so you mentioned Mai about 3 days, probably was the toughest part, kind of like fasting in the first 3 days. You're like, oh my God, I'm going to starve to death. And you're not. So what happens? Does bliss come? I mean, I get the concept of what you're sharing, but then what do you do for the next 7 days?
Well,
does it fly by? Are you just sitting there? Are you?
No phone. You couldn't talk to someone. So I wanted all these things out there that was really challenging for me. And then you eat a lot of vegetarian food that made bowel movements on you, and you have to sit still. So like all that is to just keep clearing, to be able to like slowly ease the information in, because if you have so much distraction, you can't even process it. And so it's really just minimizing any interpretations, any interactions, any thoughts with someone else, so that you're in your own, circle, your bubble.
Yeah, I mean, I think that different people get different things depending on what they're going through, and depending on their experience with meditation or however they take it. I was kind of, I'm already used to doing certain meditation and observation, so I was varying it a little bit. Even they tell you not to vary it, follow it exactly, but I can follow it exactly as they say and get everything that they're saying, and then I'll start moving on. Like the last
You're good.
You think so?
I can't.
Nope.
Yeah, the last few minutes of it, I kind of go through my own process, right? On the 5th day, I realized, like, okay, hold on. Everything really is sensation. Like sound is sensation, that's not me. The things I see, that's not me. The thought, the smells, the taste, the sensations, because you feel the pulsations of your body, and then you realize, okay, I'm there. Really, it's just pulsations, right? Energy pulsations. And that's not me either, because everything's just coming and going. Yeah, I'm on my body. Well, I'm not really my body, because my body's been changing throughout my life. Ever since I was a child until now, my body has changed. And am I really my mind or my memories? Not really, because if you take away my memories, I would still be here, right? It kind of, it disappeared my eye. I had that experience where it disappeared my eye. And on, it was just in a blissful state. Because if you think about it, most of your worries come from the I, because you're worried and concerned about your identification about the I that you've created in your mind. Worries that constantly are there in the back of your head is related to the I that you relate yourself to be or created yourself to be in your mind. So the more this is my process, I don't know if it works for everybody, but I think it would. The more somebody loosens up their perspective of the solidity of their I, the more release they will have of of things in their mind. Well, then you got to release your I,
So let me try to recreate that. Correct me, obviously. So I really heard and got that we're just a collection of sensations. I don't even know how to explain that, but I get, like, it comes in, I taste it, like really just a sensation of food. is just fantastic, isn't it? And smells. Smells are so powerful too. You know, you're repulsed from somebody or you're attracted to somebody. I mean, whether it's the subtlety of pheromones or it's their actual physical perfumes or colognes or actual body odors, right? But the eyes, you know, they've proven that we really don't even see what we see. You know, the cases are in criminal. You know, a bank robber comes in and, you know, 3 people think he had a red shirt on, 4 people they think that they had a blue shirt. You know, everybody sees something different. So what I heard is that we're just this thing, I'm not sure what that thing is called yet, but that is bombarded with sensations that creates reactions.
And even thoughts are sensations, if you really think about it.
Oh, wow, okay.
Right, even you're thinking, you're trying to understand something. You think you're thinking, and you think you're understanding it, but what you're doing is watching thought, if you're really objective. You're watching your thought about something. You're watching.
But where don't the thoughts come from, all the sensations and the experiences, or where did the thoughts come from?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how you look at it. But if you look at it objectively, you're really objectively observing almost anything that shows up in your life. Even if it is a thought, are you sensing the thought or are you creating the thought? It's almost like you're sensing, creating the thought. But what it is really a sensation.
All of it.
All of it is a sensation. The world is a sensation. Your idea of you is a sensation. In fact, your idea of you changes all the time. Your memories change. So then the things that you think about change. Your memories come and you're for different things, and depending on your memory now, what you're thinking about or who you are, how your day is changes. You know, it's inconsistent, but if you just notice it, everything is like a sensation that you see. That's because I really try to go really deep in the observation of things. I don't interpret anything. Like okay, everything to me is a sensation in a field of I don't know what is.
Okay.
What I am. I don't know what it is I am. I'm not labeling what that entity is that's observing everything that I observe.
No verbalization, no visualization. So then...
But is there a conclusion to all of this? In Vipassana, so Joe Dispenza, for example.
Yeah.
I love Joe Dispenza. I've spent a lot of time in his courses. His goal seems to be in a state of nothingness, where there is no sensations. It's just this nothingness. And then he goes through all the science of it, the pituitary gland and what is being released. And Phil, you would understand more of that science. You know, how it's released in the dopamines and all that is released. So getting to this place of nothingness, what is it?
I think the place of nothingness that he's getting into is who you think you are. You are the nothing, but you are experiencing something. You're experiencing the dopamine or whatever the thoughts about dopamine. Right. You're experiencing this and that, but the nothingness that he's really getting you into is it's almost you're a space, like Landmark says, you're a space where the stuff shows up in your life. The experience, you're a space for experience to show up. Now you're letting of that experience. That's individual. That's individual. People think what they experience means so many different things depending on how their mind works and how they interpret. But in the end, you're really kind of like a space, which is like a nothing, where everything shows up. And it's up to you to observe it in a way that you're able to work with it in a way where you're going to have a happy life. Because if you're an observe it in a way and you feel like you're so right about it, but it's making you miserable, then you might want to observe it another way. Right?
That's why they say your addiction is your craving.
Yeah. Oh, well, addiction is you crave your addiction. I mean,
Yeah, there's people say that what they're saying also, like, you're not really a lot of times people just crave the craving. Actually, they like if it's an energy field. Craving is an energy field, and they like people and tend to be addicted to the actual feeling of craving, and they think they're craving the thing they're craving. They think it's a specific thing that they need, that they crave, but what they crave is that sensation that comes up as a craving. It's just like excitement. It's like this.
It is, yep.
Right?
Exciting, a thrill. I shouldn't.
Yeah.
There's so many conversations, and then you do, and then you get to feel guilty, and then you get to do this and punish yourself, and then you get to start all over again.
Yeah, and then you think it's this thing that you're trying to fight, but it's really the energy that that energy just kind of draws you in. You become addicted to it in a way, because after a while you find you get the thing, and you're like, why am I even doing this?
Right.
Really? Like,
right.
This is just making me miserable. But then the craving starts again, like that energy, the energy of craving, the craving thing. So the more you observe it, and then you see it as that, then it just becomes more objective, and you just see it for what it is. And it depends on you whether you choose to participate in this again or not.
Now, from a practical reality, so let's just say, like in your day-to-day practice, and I love this craving conversation because really we can have that type of sensations in our lives, and in our women's group, as Mai knows, part of the Queen's Garden, we talk a lot about controlling, right? That is an addiction, right? That controlling, that wanting to, just be it's beyond being in charge. It's like thinking you know what's best for everyone and everything all around you, right? And not that as moms, we can't have it, moms and dads, we can't have input, of course, that's not what I'm saying. But, we, especially when it comes to our partners, trying to control our husbands. But so is there anything from this Vipassana experience? So you're married or you have children and something comes up, you're human, right? Landmark has a really great phrase, you're going to get triggered. It just depends on how quickly you get untriggered, right? So in Vipassana, how is this going to help apply to, with children and marriage? Because those are really hot issues, aren't they? Oof.
Yeah. So for example, with control, you want control, but if you feel like you're losing control, it feels like something. It feels like a certain energy when you're losing control. So that's why you like it. You want to get back in control because it feels something that you're uncomfortable with, an energy field that you feel uncomfortable with.
Which I went deep on the fact of wanting to be safe, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you tie it with the equanimity, there's no safe to hold on to something because it's just constantly in wavelets. Keep going and leaving. So like this whole let me grab this, but it's going.
Like that statement, relax, nobody's in control kind of thing. You don't actually have control. You just feel like you have control. It makes you feel, but actually nobody can control. Like you can't really control anything in reality. So if you feel out of control, that's kind of just a feeling. Most of the time, it's a feeling of being out of control. But actually, most things are probably in place in your life while you're feeling out of control, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just checking, are you actually out of control, or is this an energy that's showing up for you that you just don't want to deal with, and observe objectively and see maybe actually things are okay. I'm just having this feeling right now, and if you observe it objectively, I'm having this feeling that would comes with thoughts,
and with practice,
and with practice eventually it goes away. So that's why the practice is to constantly observe your energy and
your sensations
that show up. And I would include,
I actually felt like little wave critters like in my back coming up, like that's like how subtle you practice. You're like up and like, oh wow, like you just get to the silliest like touch in your bodies, surfacely, internally, and it's like you really become close to yourself, connected.
Gosh, got it. And what do you think was the hardest part to it all? Like just being quiet, or what do you think was just
Different for
both of y'all?
I loved every moment of it.
It was not.
I did
Of
not
course you did, Phil. Of course.
my element.
I from 0 to like
I
10,
definitely
11
not
hours.
Meditation at all.
And to sit still and even like, and freeze. I mean, snots actually came down my nose and I held it for 40 minutes. That's control right there.
What showed up for me was
Like you get snots.
Yes.
Oh my God. Actually, from the very first day or so, I was like fidgety, moving left. I didn't even know that was like a problem, right? Or, not a thing in the meditation world. But I just can't sit still. Me. And by, the 5th day or so, I realized you're like, oh my God, who I showed up in the first day and what I'm trying to be now is completely like they had so much patience for me. They didn't even make it wrong how I sat. And I don't even fold my legs. I like lounge back, I wanted to be in the most comfortable situation.
Right.
Because I'm going to be discomforted anyway. So I'm going to test it that way. So I just played with the whole experience in so many ways.
Actually, what showed up for me early on, while I was enjoying the process, was how much I loved Mai here, because I knew in my mind, how challenging that would be for her, knowing that she's never meditated, and to be married to somebody who's willing to go through a process like this with me, having never meditated and actually signed me up for it. I just felt like so blessed.
Amen. Yeah. Amen. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful.
Look at the things I made when I was so bored.
Oh, so you became creative now.
Arts and crafts.
So hilarious. I was
you can actually do
girls.
things.
Yeah, because you go to your lunch and everything, then you take a break and you can't talk to somebody, so you're out in nature. And so I'm feeding the squirrels, just having my own good times with ladies at the 9th or so day. We get to talk and they were just like, oh, I was so admired by you. And I was just playing, to get myself out of a lot of relief. But yeah.
No kidding. That's a lot. Oh my gosh. But it's only you all were separated for 10 days too. There's a men's area and a women's area. So there was no, there was not even any physical.
Yeah, you're not even touch each other in any way or be able to even like graze a person. You're just supposed to be no eye contact, nothing. No eye contact.
Wow.
No gestures or like no like telling somebody like kind of like this.
Like, come on, like, you're lost. You're going the wrong way.
And just getting out of everybody's way, kind of like that.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Wow.
Me when that for 10 days.
The little Australian shepherd. You're like, come on, let's go this way. You can't do that.
Technology, so the scrolls became my YouTube, So live YouTube.
Now, what was that? I think one of the things that's most fascinating about Vipassana, tell me, is the fact that you are off social media for 10 days. Like, talk about addiction. Holy cow. What about the sensation of feet? Did y'all ever see Rocky Horror Picture Show? And there's this character in there and it goes Seymour and it's a big Venus flytrap and it goes, feed me, Seymour, feed. I mean, it's just huge, right? And so that addiction of, how many likes, what did somebody think about this? Well, how's my platform? What was that like? I know, to be able to be separated from that for 10 days. What was that experience like? Did you have any withdrawals? No?
No, I think you would. You think we would, but
yeah.
Because I think you had to learn new techniques so much that you couldn't, you can be without it because you had to focus in so many, even when you're not in the meditation, when you're out and pondering the techniques.
Even I think if you think it's kind of torture, in a way, you're actually observing things anyways because your mind will show up for you. it will show things to
Yeah.
you as it wouldn't show. Now you can be interested in what's actually showing you.
Well, I mean, you're going to be like, the sky's blue, or wow, look at that sunset, it's so pink. I mean, those thoughts don't disappear, do they? You just
No.
look at the sunset, or, or do those thought judgment, they're almost judgment thought. That's so red today, or something like that. Does that fall away, or is that just part of it and you're not attached to the thought?
That's just a day-to-day thing you do.
Okay.
Regardless, has no big effect on anything, I think it's not being able to communicate with when we're social people and they're right in front of you and you can't talk to them, and you assume a lot because you're like, I'm feeling the energy, they don't like me, because obviously nobody's talking to each other. But then actually when we finally talked, we're like, oh my God, like that was all made up because we had to follow a rule, just because they don't want you to mess with whatever you're actually trying to reduce, the more, bombarded distractions.
Well, and the reason why I'm kind of stuck on that, hold on, these motorcycles are driving past me. So that I'm fascinated with this, I was speaking with our friend who just lost her husband after 35 years. And I think it's about at the 9-month mark, maybe 7th mark. And it was interesting what she said. She said, I just wish I could, hold his hand. She goes, for 35 years, I had someone to touch me and cuddle me and snuggle me, and even on a bad day, and she said, I just want to hold his hand.
Yeah.
And so I wonder, obviously you wouldn't have that in Vipassana, but that sensation of coming back together, you always knew you'd come back together and be able to touch, but was there a longing for that physicality? Was there a longing for that touch? Like, oh gosh, it would be so nice to kiss Phil or hold his hand or something like that.
Went wild in the meditation, just play with my thoughts of what could be done, just to rat all the place, but it stays in here.
Right.
Physically, yeah, I
Yeah, there's this constant reminder that you're supposed to remind yourself while you're meditating. It's called the word Anicca, which Buddha defined as arising and passing away, arising and passing away. So as you're noticing your sensations, you're reminding yourself that everything arises and passes away, just like your energy, just like you. Everything is arising and passing away. So as you're in this meditation, you're actually reminding yourself everything in your daily life is going to arise and pass away, just like your memories have gone or passed away. So as you're looking at your family, I really got really emotional actually whenever I would just even think of my kids, because everything you love just arises and passes away and arises and passes away. So in a way, it makes you more present in everyday life because you have an awareness for the fact that things are not here forever. Everything forever. Your thoughts are not here forever. The circumstances are not here forever. The people in your life, the people in your work, even the things that aggravate you are not here forever. One day you might wish that you were in a situation where something is aggravating you like that. Like mom could be aggravating you, but she's not going to be there forever. That arises and passes away. So there's this way, a constant reminder to keep you present to that kind of fact.
Mm-hmm. So were there any deep, profound spiritual experience? So you've talked about physical and mental and emotional. How about the spiritual realm? Was there any ahas or, wow, I never saw that before or considered that, or any? It seems for me with Joe Dispenza, totally different method I get, going into that nothingness, I was blessed with 3 angelic visits at 3 different times. And it was really powerful and changed my life completely. The first angelic visit was massaging and kneading my heart with its wings and watching all the plaque it looked like gold plankton floating off. And the even odder part, ODDER, the more different part to that story is that that was during the coherence healing. And I would call that a prayer group where, you know, 6 people around you following the meditation of Joe Dispenza, and which is all sensations. I mean, just all sensations, music and sound and lights, etc. And the next day I saw them, my husband and I saw them, and they go, "Can we share with you our experience?" And I said, "Of course." And they saw the exact same experience that occurred for me. They saw an angel come behind me, become one with the angel, wrap its wings around me. As it was kneading my heart, it grew so big. I'm like, my brain was still kind of, I'm like, I don't know how this is going to fit back inside of me, but okay. And it just grew bigger and bigger, like a big, like sourdough, as it rises and grows as you knead it. And then all this plankton, all this gold dust vapor, they called it vapor, just was rising off. And I mean, wow, that was pretty amazing. And I don't know if Mai told you, Phil, but all my tests, my heart cath a couple weeks ago, my 90% plaque is now 30, and my 70% soft plaque is 0. And this is what my doctor said. My doctor said, and all my blood work is in the green, all of it. So I was at like 369, I mean, like horrifying numbers, and now everything's in the green. High green, but it's still in the green. And it was so crazy. My doctor kept looking. He's like, "I don't think that this is right." I'm like, "Yes, this is right." And he goes, "Where did you get those first blood tests from you?" And so he's just blown away. He's like, "I think there was an error." He goes, "I only accept these few studies, right? These few," because I had blood work every at least 3 to 6 months. You know me, Phil. I was very on top of it. But the point is that this angelic experience was just, you know, part of the healing process, right? And then during my other meditations, I was very playful. The angels would just play with me and fly, and I'm like, well, this is a ton of fun. And then my last angelic experience was where an angel just wrapped itself around me and carried me up and presented me before the Heavenly Father, who just embraced me and said, "Welcome home." And in that moment, it was perfect. In that moment, it was like, I've never felt so whole and complete. And I think it would be the closest thing to Vipassana I could ever relate to, where it was like, nothing else mattered. Everything, I was who I was, he was who he is, and it was perfect, right? So was there any experiences on a spiritual level? I'm sorry, I just took that story over, didn't I? I just love my angel stories. I cannot help myself. So anyways, but you know what I'm saying?
That's miraculous.
Right. I mean, it just is like, it is miraculous, right? And I have to tell you the last part. So I go to AI, and I said, my doctor refuses to believe that this happened. I think it's a miracle. So I put in all my heart cath, all the tests, all the blood work, everything, and I'm like, analyze it. And it goes, well, I could see from your doctor's perspective that he could find this quite unexplainable, and it doesn't make sense to him. But I could see if you're faith-based, yes, I would call it a miracle.
Wow.
Yeah, I think
so. Yeah.
People, they said that they have no interest in religious conversion. Like everyone, be Jewish and do it. You can be Hindu, Catholic, Muslim, Hindu. Everyone can be in it, and I think everyone has their own spiritual experience.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like whatever like your spirituality calls for you. I think it has the potential of like showing up right there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, in that space of nothingness, right? So did anything happen? I mean, did y'all have that experience, or any openings or awakenings?
My spiritual awakening is always just like kind of being one with everything. I have this feeling of just being one, where where when I'm not in the I, right, my everyday I, everything is perfect. There's no separation between me and the universe. I don't think anything. I don't figure anything out. I just in what is and how
all
things
natural.
are. Yeah. So yeah.
All natural people, very important to know. Read between the lines. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's a great feeling, isn't it? That is a beautiful, oneness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. So I assume that this is something that you would definitely recommend for people, and that you would really want them to experience. What would be your final, words to share with people about, why they should take 10 days out of their life? That's a lot.
Listen to your friends, but I did not check the schedule, so be prepared. I just went in blind and not knowing. But I knew I'm a person to handle it, so like if you get in those kind of situations where you want to know all that, even if you want to know and go through it, it's all experiential. So you're just gonna have to trust the people who share, trust in yourself, and just like that you can do this. And take, even in Vipassana they say, take whatever there is, don't make up something, so yeah.
Everything you're supposed to, you don't just trust because somebody tells you that that's what's happening. You see it, experience, and only then will you trust the process.
Not Buddha, not anybody who's teaching, not anybody. Not anybody. It's only based on your experiential acceptance of your truth. That's like extremely powerful, So
it can be a little challenging. In fact, there's also a wait list. It's a pretty long wait list to get in. Like it usually fills up within an hour of opening. And it's also kind of very challenging to go through, especially for most people. But what you're going to get is probably something you don't realize you need it or you want it. Probably what you were expecting.
You know what they said? You get real happiness, real peace, real harmony. I'm like, harmony.
Yep.
Again, harmony.
And it's also a meditation about, about first the meditation on Anicca, which is arising and passing away. And there's also the metta meditation that's on wishing all beings happiness, wishing all beings peace, and wishing all beings liberation. And when you're focused on wishing the world peace, happiness, and liberation, then you're not so concerned about yourself, and your energy goes out to the world, putting positive energy. But for you to do that, you inherently already have positive energy to share out there. It's a very powerful process for me, especially.
Do you think you'll do it again, or is one enough? Or is it, if you do the practice all the time?
I really will do it again because I plan to do it every day in my life. I plan to do Vipassana meditations very consistently in my life and be observing in the process that they tell me to observe.
I'll try.
In my own way. I'm like that. Whenever I see something that works and it really resonates with me, I'll stick with it. Really because
it works.
Yeah.
Right. And how long does that take per day? What does that commitment look like? Or does it vary per person?
Spend an hour in the day and an hour at night.
Oh, wow.
I don't necessarily feel like I might, because even when we were going through Vipassana, they were teaching people to feel their energy and do this and that, move it here and move it there. And some people say, I feel my energy here. I could feel it almost everywhere, from the very beginning. It's I was almost fast forward in a way. So I'm not sure I actually really need an hour here, an hour there. 30 minutes here.
Well, no, you've always been very observant. I mean, these conversations are not new
Yeah, they're not new to me.
But yeah, by any stretch. Well, I am so excited to have spent this time with y'all. Thank you so much for sharing with everyone your experience. It just sounds beautiful. It sounds amazing. You all are glowing. I cannot believe how well y'all look. I'm like, whew. I was like, oh dear Lord, be with them. Oh my goodness, that's a lot. So thank y'all for sharing, and I just love you both, and I'm just so grateful for you in my life, and I, I'm just so happy y'all are back, and I get to talk to you.
All right, thanks, Dr. Thank you for having us.
No, I'm Doc Harmony, and this is Healthy Energy is Amazing Life, everyone. Ciao.